Alright, we're live. I'm gonna play some Vampire Survivors. I wanted to see if there's any videos I wanted to react to, but there really wasn't. So I think I'm just gonna play some Vampire Survivors and chill. It's probably only gonna be like a couple hours. Survive 10 minutes with Pugnala, survive 15 minutes with Pugnala. Okay, who is Pugnala? Oh, this is Pugnala. Gains 1% might every level. Okay, I think I still need to hit level 30 on Capella Magna. I think I can turn hyper and hurry on. Alright, what do we want? Overall growth, luck, greed, and curse are doubled at fixed intervals. The character starts gaining plus 1% growth, luck, greed, and curse every 2 levels. Coin bags, area, crits with these weapons, revivals is always good. Healing is doubled. This seems decent because I'm gonna start with this weapon. I think I'm just gonna go with the revivals. Okay, first thing we have to do is get something to deal with this freaking blue Grim Reaper that's gonna be down here. Ate the Sparrow, sure. We'll go Santa Water. I don't know what the upgrade for this weapon is. I should probably look into that. Let me check. What is this thing called? I honestly have no idea. Does it tell me? Is it even on here? It's not even on here. Okay. It may not have an evolution. Seems kind of OP. Alright, let's kill this thing. I need something to kill the Blue Reaper guy, which is generally the pentagram is the best for dealing with him. I need to swap this back over so I can see chat if people join in. There, pentagram, that's what I wanted. Now we have a chance to kill the Blue Reaper guy so that he doesn't drown us. The stream will absolutely get copyright struck, but I really don't care, to be honest. Fires one more projectile, sure. I still need to get the challenge of having 6 weapon evolutions at once, which is just not easy to do, to be honest. Pentagram cooldown is always good. That means it'll happen more often when Blue Reaper boy shows up. Okay, I'm gonna go grab the insta-give thing up here so that we can kill some of these stronger enemies and maybe get a chest. Nice. Okay, pentagram upgrade. Nice. We like that. We like that. 25% chance to not erase items. That's really good. I think experience is the thing that evolves the pentagram, which is always good. Shadow Pinion is really nice. I'm probably not going to be able to get 6 evolutions this run, so I'm just going to try to grab the best weapons I can. Song of Mana is really good. I really like Song of Mana. I think if I had to say what the best weapons are, I think Song of Mana, I don't know how good this new weapon is, but Song of Mana would be one of them. I think the Santa Water is one of them, especially if you get it evolved. It's disgusting. What else? The axes are okay. They're pretty good with an evolution. Rune Tracer's really good. I really like Rune Tracer, especially because it allows you to take armor. That's another reason I really like the Rune Tracer. Because I really like armor, because then you can kind of bump into enemies when you need to. Pentagram. I'm going to upgrade the pentagram as much as I can. Try to evolve it too. Because its evolution is kind of nasty. Fires one more projectile. Oh, there's the Reaper guy. We need to try to catch him with our pentagram. But I think in order to do that, I think he has to be over here on the map. So I think we need to stay away from that edge as much as we can. Pentagram's got to be coming soon, right? I just want to stay close to the Reaper. I want to keep him within sight if I can. I'm getting far away from him. I don't like that. Pentagram's coming, man. I really want to grab that chest, but I don't think I'm going to be able to, unfortunately. I'm going to try to go get it. I've got revives, so it's okay if I take some damage. Shadow Pinion upgrade. Not that good, but decent. We'll go upgrade the Song of Mana. Come on, fire off the pentagram, please. There we go. Got him. So now all that blue stuff that was coming to drown us goes away. I'll grab the Santa Water upgrade. Probably should have, I don't know. I don't know if skipping is ever worth it, unless there's just absolutely nothing that you want on that tier. Oh boy, this isn't looking great. This is a lot of enemies really quickly. I think I'm gonna end up dying. This map is rough, man. Ugh. Trying to level as quickly as I can, but kind of hard to move anywhere. Pickup range doesn't really help us that much. Weapons fire more projectiles area. I'm gonna banish because I already have my weapons. And those are evolutions for different things. I could have gotten the pickup area, I guess, which would have been decent, but it's not that good. I really want that chicken, actually. Yeah. Healing good. Oh, there's a chest there. We definitely want that. Oh boy. I messed up. I didn't hit the turn I was looking for. Oh. Ooh, that's nice. That's gonna be some levels. Okay, we'll do this. Pentagram, nice. This. Pentagram. Nice, it didn't erase the chest. It's really good. Really good, really good. We like that. Ate the Sparrow. Is what that weapon's called. I don't know what the other one's called. Bum 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 bum. Bum 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 bum. Bum bum bum. Really getting this upgraded. This is probably my favorite song by them right now. We'll grab this. Keep upgrading as much as I can. See if I missed anything on the map. There's a freezy thing. And there's like a holy symbol that I can pick up still to get a big enemy wipe. I think I'm going to try to use the time stop to get there. Oh, fire. Let's light this Grim Reaper up a little bit. Wow, I really thought that would kill him. It did not. Surprisingly tanky. Boom, bum, 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 bum. That's helpful. That'll allow me to get over here and get in position for that. Oh, jeez. So many enemies right there. Oh, there's a chest here. Can I pick this up? Oh, good. Thought that was going to be out of range for me to pick up. Okay. I think I'm gonna grab healing is doubled. Nice. Woo, another pentagram upgrade, baby. About to blast the whole map again. Boom. Another one, boom. Oh, it erased the items, though. That's not great. Uh-oh. This doesn't look good. Oh, the enemies are getting too much. It's too many. Yeah, this isn't good. I think I'm... How am I supposed to survive 30 minutes here, man? I'm, like, getting lucky to get to 12. I need to go to the Jester and... Nah, I don't want to get a permanent upgrade on this character, I don't think. His weapon is, like, meh. I feel like my strongest thing is the pentagram, which is never that good. It's just good on this map to get us past that Reaper. So I feel like I need to take it, but... Because it's the only, like, super easy, surefire way to deal with him. Otherwise, you have to have, like, projectiles that you can aim at him that are, like... They take forever to kill him, honestly. Holy shnikes. That is... What is, like... How am I supposed to get through this? Like, without taking damage. There's no universe. There's just no way. This is way too many. Okay, well, the pentagram helped, but... Bro, I just don't even know. I'm definitely going down again. Yep. I'm just not killing anything. I mean, I'm literally just not killing anything. So I don't know. I'm not sure what to do here. I mean, I'm just gonna die. Like, I'm not fast enough to avoid them. I'm not tanky enough to walk through them. I'm not doing enough damage to kill anything. Yeah, there's just no way. This is doomed. I'm not like getting any upgrades to help me because I'm not killing anything. There's just not really anything to do. Oh, great. Explosions. Okay. Please just kill me. I don't know how you're supposed to survive 30 minutes on this map. Maybe if I turn hyper off, I can. I don't know. Gotta love when the pentagram deletes items. It's always helpful. Would have been nice to take experience there so I could have maybe had a chance to get the evolution for it. Because then it doesn't delete items and it picks them up for you. Oh, goodness gracious. I'm trying to get up here to this little fire thing to maybe, like, get me enough kills to get me a level or two or, you know, a few. Ugh. But I think I'm gonna just die. Where is the fire thing? Where is it? Oh, is it down here? There it is. I mean, even this isn't really killing these enemies. Good grief. Oh, there's a chest all the way down there. I guess I'll try to get down there to that. See if maybe that saves me. I can't get any levels, though. Uh-oh. I can at least survive for 15 minutes with this person, though. I think I get 2 unlocks. So I think it was 10 minutes and 15 minutes. So I think I've done those 2 things at least. So that's good. I just need to pick one character and, like, play them and focus on them. And get them, like, permanent upgrades. I think is how I'm going to eventually do it. I mean, I made it almost 19 minutes on Hyper. And Hurry. So, I mean, that's not terrible. Definitely had worse runs. Not any that I can really, you know, think of right this moment, but... Ooh, that's helpful. Ooh. Get me some levels here, please. Oh, there's a chest up there. Dang it. Stay alive. Stay alive. I'm gonna take armor just because I need to be able to live. Woo, pentagram. Oh, I'm so dead. Dang it. Well, at least I survived 10 and 15 minutes with this character. Okay, Tarona's box. I don't even know what that is. Victory sword plus Tarona's box. What is Tarona's box? This is what I need to find right now. I don't know what Tarona's box is. It is unlocked by holding 6 different Okay, so I need to go over the 6 different weapon evolutions at once. Okay. So I think the best way to probably do that... I'm not sure what the best way to do that is. He gains damage every 10 levels, experience, projectiles, might, move speed, and curse every 10 levels. Permanent plus 30% area, starts temporary cooldown bonus. 30% area is pretty good. Weapon cooldown is reduced by 5% every 10 levels. So when you get to level 30, it gets to 15%. Let's try this guy, I think. Oh, man. Check my phone. Okay. I don't really necessarily want pentagram, but I feel like I need pentagram. So I don't know. I think I'm just gonna like play the same character. Rune Tracer is a good start. And I'm gonna do this to get permanently boost him. 0.2, what was that? I don't know what that was. But I am gonna need something to kill that blue Grim Reaper. I think the cross is pretty good, getting him. This guy gets, what was it, cooldown every 10 levels, I think. Okay, we'll pick this up because that'll be the Evo for my fireballs. I'm gonna try to get 6 weapon evolutions if I can. So far, I've got 2 that just require one thing. Okay, fire damage is fine. All right, start working our way down so that we can kill this with the little holy symbol looking thing. This is getting a little bit too much for us to handle right now. So we'll grab this, boop. Rune Tracer upgrade. I'm really just looking for like early weapon upgrades, and then I'm gonna focus on getting things for the evolution later. We'll go cross, because I think it's going to be harder to hit him with the fireballs than it is the cross. Armor, we want. Armor good. I don't know if I'm playing on hyper or whatever mode, I'm not sure. I didn't pay attention whenever I started. We'll go Santa Water, because that's a pretty easy Evo to get. What is the one for the cross? I don't remember. Oh, it's luck? Okay. So I need luck. I need the attractor orb. I have armor and I have spinach. Ooh, there's a chest over there. Just keep grabbing weapon upgrades as much as we can. The axe would have probably been good to get because it's a pretty easy Evo to get as well. That wand would have been a pretty easy one to get too. Oh, there's the Reaper guy. Oh boy. Wish I could make it down there and grab one of those holy symbol thingies to kill him. Because my weapons are not the best to kill him right now. I don't even know if I'm gonna be able to hit him. Alright, I'm just gonna start making my way north because hitting him is gonna be so hard with this build. So I'll just start making my way up. Oh, there's a chest down here. Oh, it's a 3-1. Oh boy, I'm just gonna die, I guess. Really want better armor so that I can walk through these guys more easily. Because there's just times where you just have to get clipped by him. You just can't avoid it. Ah, bro. Need chest. Need the chest. Need the chest. Whew. Oh boy. Oh, there's another chest. Good grief. I mean, I feel like my weapons are getting pretty strong. I just don't feel like that's enough. I feel like I need armor or regen, or I need some sort of like tankiness. It's not tanky at all. And I end up having to walk through these guys. Like, it's impossible. It's impossible to avoid it completely. At some points they just swarm you too much and you have to like bump into them. Try to get up to the little fire thing up there. Oh boy. Oh boy. Oh boy. Oh boy. I mean, like, that's too many for me to just, like, there's no way. I have to run into them like that. Oh, that's a chest back there. Great. I can't get to it though because there's just too many enemies swarming me. I mean, this is ridiculous. It's just too much. Oh, great. Now my buddy's here. Okay, just kill me. It's fine. It's fine. Now I'm not going to be able to outrun the bubbles. So, like, not going pentagram is just a death sentence on this map. This map sucks. I mean, I know it's the last map and it's supposed to be the hardest, but it's also just, like, not. It's not fun. This guy is really stupid, this Grim Reaper guy. I'm sorry, but he's uber dumb. Because now I literally have to just run, I have to keep running straight. Because I can't kill him. And if I keep running straight, I'll end up getting mobbed like this. You know what I mean? It's like, there's this, it's a lose-lose situation. I hate this map so much, honestly. I didn't get any weapon evos. I'm done for. Oh, wonderful. I got stuck on that pillar, so I took a shit ton of extra damage. It's just too many enemies. Like, I mean, what do you expect me to do about this? There's nowhere for me to walk. I don't do enough damage. Playing with 6 weapons just sucks, man. I don't see how there's any way I'm going to get to round 30 and do the weapon evolutions thing. I just don't see it. Alright, I'm going to just try to get the weapon evos on Mad Forest, I guess. I don't know. I need to try to kill every blue lined enemy, every boss enemy I can possibly kill to just try to get as many chests as I can to try to get as many weapon evolutions as I can. I think that's going to be the goal of this game. Ooh, that hurt. I guess we'll take the magic wand for our last item. I remember whenever I first started playing this game, I thought that those guys would kill me if I walked through them. And then the first time I tried to just walk through them and realized they did 0 damage, I was like, oh, I can just walk through this every time. Okay, there's a praying mantis. That's technically like a boss enemy. So I think it'll drop a chest if we kill it. So let's try to stay close to it and damage it as much as we can. There we go. Excuse me, coming through. Okay, so there's a bat that's a boss enemy. Need to kill that. Ow. Problem is, it's getting hard to maneuver. Okay, so there's 2 of them. Whoa! I'm gonna try to get to that chicken. Try to break as many of those things as I can too to try to get more healing. Really need to heal. Okay, chest up here. Oh boy. Can we it'd be really nice if we would have shot north there so I could have gotten through, but that would have been too easy, right? I don't know how I'm going to get back to this chest. It's just a never-ending swarm of infinite skeletons. Holy shit, man. Come on. It's just too many. There's another chest down here. God dang it. Like, how am I supposed to get to it? There's too many enemies. There, I almost died to grab this one. Infinite werewolves. Wow. Man, there's just nowhere to maneuver. This is what I hate sometimes when it gets like this. It's like, by this point, if you don't have a weapon evolution, you're just dead. Please give me a weapon evolution for all that is holy. Give me a chance with a weapon evolution, please. Of course not. It's not like I have 4 of the things to go along with my weapons or anything. I'm dead. I mean, this is just absurd. Like, look at this. I'm just swarmed. Yep, no weapon evolution at this point. Just dead. Just get me out. I want to stop reviving. I have no chance to win. I love that that bat was just stuck on me for like 5 seconds right there so that I couldn't maneuver. I mean, it's just impossible. Like, I can't kill anything. I turn Hurry and Hyper off. See if that makes it possible to do. Holy crap, I feel slow now. I'm gonna go to the bathroom. I'll be right back. All right, here we go again. Hey, stupid bat. Get off. Oh my gosh, this is so slow. Bum, 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 bum. Ba 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 dum. Ba 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 da da ba da ba da da ba ba da ba 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 da 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 da. Could be that the characters that I'm playing suck too. Like it could be that this guy's really bad. I don't know. I haven't tried the new bird character that I unlocked. And I wish somebody would make another game like Loop Hero, or Loop Hero would get more expansions or updates. Maybe it has. I haven't played it in a long time. It might have been about a year since I played that game now. This makes me like think of Loop Hero. It makes me miss it, honestly. That game was sick. If I want the lightning ring, I think I'm gonna vanish here. My weapon cooldown's pretty low, or at least it will be. Once I hit, what was it, level 30? It'll be at 15% cooldown. And then I just got 8%. So that's pretty good. I feel like there are better characters. Like I feel like the witch is better. I feel like all of the lower down characters that you unlock later are better. I want more cooldown. Cooldown's gonna make all of my weapons stronger, instead of just one of them going up by like a little bit of damage. about DeSantis, man. Don't send me that nonsense. I don't give a crap. Boom, boom. Ooh, nice. Pick up all of the jimmies. That's some levels, baby. We'll pick up the cross. That's fine. We'll go with the empty tome. My empty tome is going to be maxed before any of my weapons are. My cooldown reduction is going to be ridiculous. Would really like to walk back down there to pick up all these gems that I'm creating. I think the Santa Water is one of the best weapons. I think the Rune Tracer is one of the best weapons. I think the Fire Wand sucks. I really don't like it. I don't like the Magic Wand either. I think they're both kind of bad. The axes are okay. I mean, they're all right. The cats are nuts. Because once you get them maxed and like get some AoE coming with them, they're disgusting because they're just constantly like creating giant AoE zones. So the problem with a lot of the basic weapons is they don't have a lot of AoE, which you need. Because there just becomes so many enemies that you need to like clear out a swath of them so that you can actually have a path. I really want to kill this blue bat if I can. Nice, got it. Okay, check the phone. Maybe this is just the way you do it. Maybe you have to do it this way until you're stronger. Maybe hyper and hurry, just you can't make it far. Problem is it takes a lot longer because the timer isn't moving at 2 times speed. So I'm at 9 minutes where I'd be at 18 minutes. Why is it starting over? Okay, I need to pick a different playlist. Alright, let's just keep wandering around and picking up more gems and getting stronger, and hopefully eventually we'll be there. Lay my tentacles in the crucible just to see the world as something beautiful again. Melt my sense. Start over I can't bear to look back, start over. Something beautiful again. All out of breath from our spreading toxicity, begging for amnesty. Always a song. Oh, nice. I got the Fire Wand upgrade. Okay, we got one weapon evo. Poggers. Moves to make, I got hearts to break through. Medic and erratic, I'm a vet, I got learning the hard way. It's been a minute. It's all a game. Kill the king. Don't talk, but kill the king. Start over. I can't bear to look back.
Where have my friends all gone? Been chasing stars so long that home feels like a distant memory. Guess I can turn my woes into familiar melodies.
Hey, I want to set up shop. We're rolling. We'll take the axe. I'm sure. Roll the windows down. Let the breeze blow heavy. Turn the music loud. Let the fever come alive. Can you feel that sound? Can drag you down. Come alive. I want you. The matter to you. Forget those backstabbers. I want you. The matter to you. Forget those backstabbers.
They say don't get caught up
Been regrets. Learn from
everything you've lost. Let
go of all you've done.
everybody sins.
Everybody's falling off.
perfect, but everyone's searching or shine.
Oh man. Can't listen to copyrighted stuff because then they'll pause my stream. That's annoying. Is there anything I want to watch then? Huh. Man. There's not really anything I want to watch that badly. That sucks. Shoot. Well, I guess I can listen to you know what I'm saying, non-copyright music. Neil Gaiman answers mythology questions from Twitter. Sure.
I'm Neil Gaiman, author, screenwriter,
it's Gaiman.
storyteller. Today, I'm here to answer your questions
I
from
thought it was
Twitter, and
Gaiman.
this is Mythology Support. First one, Asaf Mayer asks, what links Viking and Greek gods and myths? It's a lovely question because there are things that are similar, but what really links them, I think, is people. The Greeks told their myths to the Romans, and the Romans took over and colonized. And then those same Romans traveled up and encountered the Germanic tribes and
Bro.
the Norse people and traded tales of gods.
Why is my
and
window
heroes.
capture not working?
The Norse would talk about Odin. The Romans would hear was essentially Mercury, which is one reason why our Wednesday, which is Odin's day, right in the middle of the week, is Mercredi in France, which is
There we go.
Mercury's day. It's the same god. Crimson Soul 21 says, if I asked nicely, could I ride a Minotaur like a horse? I'm English, I say Minotaur. Americans say Minotaur. It's weird to me. Could you ride a Minotaur like a horse? No, obviously you could not. You could ride a Minotaur like a man because you have a man body all the way up to a bull's head, but that would mean riding around on his shoulders. Unless you could find a Minotaur into sort of, pony stuff. Or you probably have to find a furry Minotaur, like not a furry Minotaur, a Minotaur who was actually a furry, would get into a horse costume and get down and you could ride that one. This is getting too weird. I'm going to go on to a different one. Seth Prime Urbina, and Seth, of course, is a good Egyptian name. Asks,
So I have two
if Egyptians worshipped cats,
upgrades so far.
then why did Anubis have a dog head? Here is a picture of Anubis to clarify who we are talking about. Technically, he doesn't have a dog's head. I
It's a
believe he has
jackal, right?
jackal's head.
Yeah.
I like this question. This is one of those questions. If Egyptians worship cats, then why did Anubis have a dog head? Is kind of like being asked, if people descended from monkeys, why are there still monkeys? The answer is because the Egyptians had lots of gods. Originally, you had the gods of the Upper Nile and the gods of the Lower Delta, and one set of gods were human and one set of gods were animals. And at the point where Egypt became all one country, the gods sort of incorporated each other, and you got a lot of animal-headed humans. From Tiana Marie Underline, who says, after looking up what biblical angels actually look like, I fully understand why they warn you not to be afraid. Because WTF is that? Question mark, question mark, question mark, question mark, question mark, question mark, question mark. You're right. What do biblical angels look like? They look like wings and eyes. They look like wheels. They look like flying saucers.
Terrifying.
Which is kind of weird. What they don't look like, rather disappointingly, is Michael Sheen and David Tennant in Good Omens. I like the idea that they look human-like because it would break our brains to see them as they really are. Mr. Darcy asks, why is every god in Greek mythology related to or fucking Zeus or both? Fucking Zeus gets everywhere. Fucking Zeus is all over the place,
Yup.
which means that an awful lot
Zeus
of
gets
people
around.
are his descendants one way or another. The nice thing about gods is nobody ever expected you to emulate them. They are always as much a warning as they are aspirational. You may want to have godly powers, but you don't want to behave like that. You definitely don't want to behave like Zeus. Invert Edit asks, what is Ragnarok essentially? Ragnarok essentially is the last great battle. Ragnarok essentially begins with
Give me a weapon,
everything
Evo.
going wrong. The weather goes wrong. The climate goes wrong. Winter does not end. There is famine. There is awfulness. People
Nice.
are
Weapon,
miserable.
Evo.
Brother fights brother.
I've got what?
Sister fights sister. Cousin
1,
fights
2.
cousin.
I've got 3
There is
now.
a gigantic, awful civil war amongst the people, and then it gets worse. You get the frost giants coming out. They're led by Surtur, a fire god, and Loki and his children, and it is a monstrous, enormous, giant, and pretty much final battle that ends in everybody being dead. I haven't even mentioned that all of the dead Viking warriors get to come back on an enormous ship built of the fingernails and toenails of the dead, because that's just too weird. But they do, and is why you should always trim your nails. However, Ragnarok kind of has a happy ending.
I think I'm gonna be able to
because
get the 6
after
weapon evos
all
this
of the
time.
awfulness
If I don't hit
of
the,
Ragnarok,
if I don't
and
run
after
out of
pretty much everybody has
chests,
died, the few
basically,
people
to
who
get.
don't die get to sort of look at the ruins of where Asgard was, and everything gently starts to grow again and to begin again. Molly asks, why is all German folklore and mythology absolutely terrifying? What was wrong with people? I think it's something to do with the food, frankly. It could be the cold. But it is absolutely true that Germanic folklore is terrifying. It's filled with adults eating children.
Nice,
It's
Labora.
filled with
Okay.
famine. It's filled
So we need
with
the axe
nightmare.
upgrade
It's
and
filled
the
with
Holy Cross upgrade, and then we're
murder
golden.
And awful things happen.
And Labora's really good.
Like horror stories sometimes because it actually
It's gonna
makes
make
them
it
feel better.
much harder to kill us.
Next
The
up,
Santa Water
Green
Evo
Boy
might be the best
494
Evo in the game.
Has a question. In Norse mythology, what are the most
Because it just
known
makes a
gods?
constant circle.
You know, it is good that
where
you're
they
asking
can't
me
get to
that
you.
question because I wrote Norse Mythology by Neil Gaiman. And
Which is a good book.
As such, I could tell you that Odin is probably the most important. Frigg, his wife, also well known. Thor, very well known, gets movies made. Loki, in the movies, Loki is Thor's brother. In the mythology, Loki is Odin's blood brother, not actually related, and one of the giants, but not the big kind. Those are probably the most known gods. Water Dragon asks, why is Death so adorable in the
Nice.
Sandman?
Upgrade. Or
Death is
Evo.
so adorable in the
Okay, I need
Sandman
one more. I need the
because
axe
I
one.
wanted to create the kind of death that I would like to meet when my life is over. And I thought I would like a death who is practical, a death who is sensible, and a death who is above all kind. The mythology of Sandman is not world mythology. I should say that. The mythology of Sandman is the mythology of a comic that I created, which includes in it 7 entities who are not gods, who are not worshipped, but are essentially more powerful than gods because gods die when they are forgotten, but the endless are always there. And one of those 7 is death. Vodam46 says, isn't Loki already gender fluid in Norse mythology? Yeah, Loki cheerfully transforms into female form and is very happy doing so. Loki becomes a mare at one point to while away a stallion who is just about to finish bringing the stones to build a wall for the gods. And if the stallion cannot be stopped, then the gods are going to lose the sun, the moon, and the beautiful Freya. Loki is told to stop them, and Loki, in a horse form, in mare form, she lures that stallion away and then turns up about a year later as Loki with an 8-legged foal, a little horse, which is presented to Odin as Odin's horse. Gender fluid as hell, absolutely. Nathan K20 asks, what is Pandora's box? Well, first of all, Pandora's box isn't a box. Pandora's box is a jar. Zeus leads a war against the Titans, who basically are Zeus's parents.
Shoot, I needed the axe up.
The gods win. They have various people on their side, including a couple of Titans.
Okay, so all I need
Their names are
is
Prometheus
a chest to
and
drop to get the
Epimetheus.
Evo for the axe, and I
Epimetheus
will have
is
completed
given
this
a gift
6-weapon
by the
Evo
gods.
thing.
And the gift he is given is Pandora. And everything's great until one day she, out of curiosity or for whatever reason, smashes a jar that she has in which all of the things that are bad, all of the things that make life hard, the way that the story is sometimes told, that remains after all of the evils in the world have flown out into the world, is hope. I've never been quite sure how to interpret that, because you can think of hope as remaining as being this wonderful, pure,
Ooh, chest, where is
happy
it?
thing. Or you can think of it as the final cruelty of the gods, as they've loosed all of these terrible
Please be
things
the
upon
freaking.
us,
Oh, it's got.
and
I've
then
got to
just
have the
make it a little
reprecise thing
worse,
here.
they've given us all
Gotta be.
Cat
In a 3 chest.
X asks, why did Icarus have to fly so
Yes!
close to the sun, bro?
Okay, I got 6 weapon
wasn't
Evos at once. I
compulsory.
did that challenge.
Actually, his dad, Daedalus, explained to him that you don't fly close to the sun. They were escaping together using wings that Daedalus had made, and the wings were held together with wax. Those of us who think that if you go up, it's going to get cold, would have been proved wrong in ancient Greek mythology, because they knew that if you flew upwards, you would get too close to the sun and it would melt the wax. And if you went too far down over the waves, your wings would get wet. And what actually happened was the wings melted, and Icarus, who aspired to go high, was drowned. Sierra Lachey asks, why Thor missing an eye? Lol. Thor not missing an eye. You're thinking of Odin being Thor's dad, only has one eye. Odin
Or you're
is
thinking of
indeed
the
missing an eye
movies.
because he traded an eye for
For
wisdom.
wisdom. Yep.
Tarot Masks says, something that's interesting to me is how so many different cultures have great flood myths. Like, why is that?
It is a bit weird.
Probably because
And
over
it's
the
because
years,
there were
there
great
have been
floods.
an awful lot of floods.
Yep.
And also because the Great Flood story does tend to get retold. I think one of the earliest versions we have of it is the Babylonian, the Assyrian version that definitely predates Noah. During the hundreds of thousands of years of human history, there were many times when there were floods, huge floods, and lots of people died, and somebody didn't. And the somebody who didn't got to live and tell the story. Next question is from Celial the Shaper. Oh, you're a Greek mythology fan? Name the 12 labors of Hercules. And then there is a clown face. The 12 labors of Hercules are kill the Nemean lion. It is important to remember that the Nemean lion is not the lions that provided the lion skin that Hercules famously wore. It's
Oh.
a different lion.
I didn't know that.
Kill the Hydra, the linear Hydra. Every time you cut off its head, it grows 2 heads, where the one that you cut off was. Hercules actually got a buddy to come in and cauterize the heads as he cut them off. Capture the Cyrenian hind. That was a deer, is a hind. The Erymanthian boar. You're starting to see an animal pattern here. And then you get a horsey one, which isn't capture horses. It's
Gotta clean manure.
clean the stables.
Yep.
And this is the Aegean stables, the filthiest stables in the world. And he did that rather brilliantly. I have to say, by diverting a river. Then you've got the Stymphalian birds, these birds that would fly down and shit all over things and were awful and murderous. Killed them all. The Cretan bull, got them. Then we do get horses again, and this time it is actually capturing them, but these are Diomedes' horses, and they were man-eaters. You then have Hippolyta's belt, and or girdle, and that one does not end well. He's done fairly well dealing with animals, but Hippolyta is a lady, and in order to obtain her girdle, Hercules has to head off into the land of the Amazons. They have a relationship. It does not end well. Definitely doesn't end well for Hippolyta, who, if memory serves, kills herself for love of Hercules, which is really rather sad, and he gets the belt. You've got the cattle of Geryon, and that's the original 10 labors of Hercules, and then he gets assigned another 2 because he got help on 2 of them. He has to do the golden apples of the Hesperides, and finally go to hell and bring back Cerberus, Kerberos, the 3-headed dog of the underworld. T. Holtzerman, or Tholtzerman, asks, Greek mythology question. If 2 demigods bone and they have a kid, is that kid also a demigod? No, that would be a hemi-demigod. And obviously, if their kids have sex, they would be semi-hemi-demigods.
Oh my gosh.
And beyond that, you get into crotchets and quavers and things. Well, that's all the questions. I hope you learned something. I had a
Interesting. What a medieval duel really looked like. Sure. Why not? Bro, I need to beat this game so I can move on and play something else. I'm kind of tired of this game, honestly. I mean,
Charles the Good is found
I
cold
am,
at
but
the
I'm not.
altar
I just want to
in a
beat
dark
it
pool
at
of
this
blood.
point.
The Count of Flanders has been murdered by a group of treacherous knights. Bound together in their
I've seen
crime
most
by
of what there
blood
is to
and
see.
Oath, the knights are each arrested and tortured to death before cheering crowds of locals. But a suspect remains, the famed knight Guy of Steenvoorde. After the murder, he provided a place of refuge for one of the lead conspirators, his brother-in-law Isaac, and then attempted to help him escape. Before a group of nobles, a strong knight called Herman the Iron steps forward. Ever loyal to the slain Charles, the knight accuses Guy of his complicity in the murder of the Count, and challenges Guy to defend himself against the charge of treason. Outside a manor gather the crowds of meager peasants and haughty nobles, and perched on their mounts, the 2 knights in chainmail raise their shields and steady their lances. Since the fall of the Roman Empire, Germanic legal customs have crept back into a fractured Europe. In cases lacking trusted witnesses, a variety of grisly ordeals can be chosen to place justice in the hands of God. Guy has accepted a judicial duel, a trial by combat, in which victory will prove his innocence just as easily as defeat will reveal his dark sin and provoke the wrath of justice.
Medieval history was a
The
wild,
knights
wild
break
time.
forward. In the stampede, Guy throws Herman the Iron from his horse. And each time Herman attempts to gather to his feet, Guy circles him, thrusting his lance to knock him down. Sensing the taunting lance of his challenger once more, Herman the Iron charges and swings his sword. Viscera spill from Guy's horse, and the beast stumbles dead. Guy reels in the red grass. Staggering to his feet, he unsheathes his blade and rushes Herman. The knights collide with locked blades, savagely swinging and chopping, until the gasping fighters throw down their shields and fall upon each other, losing their swords and resorting to fists and jammed fingers. Guy scrambles onto Herman and smashes his gauntlet against Herman's face. The crowds hear the thud of iron against bone as Guy batters him about the eyes and forehead and nose. And with each blurred strike, Herman the Iron grows limp. Guy of Steenvoorde sits atop the dazed knight, reveling in his own divine vindication. But the vanquished knight stirs beneath him, gently moving his hand down to the lower edge of the cuirass where Guy was not protected. Herman seized him by the testicles, and summoning all his strength for the brief space of one moment, he hurled Guy from him. By this tearing motion, all the lower parts of the body were broken, so that Guy, now prostrate, gave up, crying out that he was conquered and dying.
Yikes.
The bleeding knight is brought back into town, and dragged beside the swaying corpse of another convicted conspirator, Guy of Steenvoorde is hanged. Medieval Europe is a land humming with the divine and replete with profane contradictions. The magnificent castles of kings and queens loom over towns of wood and stone. Farther out are the thatched roof villages and cropland, which host the servile peasants bound to their lord's domain. The many polities of this continent are governed and policed by distinct groups of nobles, clergy, and knights, oath-sworn to chivalry. They are expected to clear the land of evil, witches and sorcerers and criminals of all stripes. Thus, a trial by combat is not an arena for knights to prove their valor, but a terrifying last resort for
Nice,
the
that's a permanent
accusers
experience
and
upgrade, that's
accused.
dope.
A seemingly religious
I didn't know it gave
ritual
that for killing
maligned
those
and
guys.
outlawed by many in the church, who deny God's involvement in such a merciless business. Even those fighting on behalf of monks have no qualms about seizing victory by gouging out the eyes of their opponents. And although women, clerics, and children are often required to hire so-called champions to fight in their stead, this isn't always the case. In marital duels, a wife could fight her husband, who would be subject to handicaps that included standing in a ditch with a hand tied behind his back.
Jeez.
When husbands are defeated, they are executed. Wives are buried alive.
Oh my
In
god.
duels, triumph begets carnage. Herman the Iron survives as a heroic knight who has defended his count's honor, while the castrated corpse of Guy of Steenvoorde dangles from a tree, the rotting subject of mockery for the passing peasantry.
Yikes, man.
Stripped of shimmering armor and professions of piety, the medieval duel is as simple as it is brutal. Two people fighting for their lives.
Yep. We sure like to make it look
If you're like me and want to know exactly how
amazing.
knights like Herman the Iron would have lived, how they fought, or you just want to see someone shoot
We try to make it like romanticized, and it's actually just terrible. I've watched that before, and it's interesting. George R. Martin, inspiration for the Faceless Men. Why not?
What was your inspiration for creating the?
I'm watching a lot of Game of Thrones
and
interviews
was there
lately,
history that
especially with George R. R. Martin.
inspired it, or was it just a plot thing with Arya that you thought about, or what was your original inspiration?
My original inspiration for creating the Faceless Men, I don't know. You know, it's a common trope of fantasy that you have like the Guild of Assassins. I was hardly the first one to invent the Guild of Assassins. You know, that's largely a fantasy trope. There's not much evidence for that in history. Well, the one evidence is you did actually have a group called the Assassins, who were in the Middle East, and there was a guy called the Old Man of the Mountain who would send forth his assassins to kill people in the Middle East, where they've been killing people for many, many centuries. But they were not like fantasy guilds of assassins. So I decided to put my own spin on it, you know. I actually came up with several different guilds of assassins, not only the Faceless Men, but the Sorrowful Men and all that. And there's a little bit in there in the philosophy of the Faceless Men is, you know, they're, in some senses, they're a death cult, and it's a religious basis, which I kind of thought about and extrapolated from that. I'm surprised we don't have more death cults in the real world, because it just seems to me that if you're going to worship something, death is a pretty good thing because, you know, like we have all these religions that promise you life everlasting. None of them ever deliver on it. Everybody in all the other religions that have promised you worth dies anyway.
Uh-oh.
So the death cult is the one that wins, you know? The death cult can really deliver death. It is like, come and worship with us and you will die. Well, yeah, you probably will. So, what the hell? So I took with that and ran with it. Yeah.
Hi there. I just wanted to
Is that Westeros on your dress?
Yes, it is. Of course. I just wanted to ask, I know you have quite a lot of Dunkin' Egg series books planned. Are we ever going to see Tansel Toothall again? Are we going to find out what happens to her?
Well, that would be telling. But I think there's a good chance, yes.
Yay.
I don't know who that is.
Hi. So, whenever I first read your series,
I need to read the books.
Sided with Daenerys since she has land originally. But I'm a history teacher, and I'm teaching my students about the westward expansion. And as I'm teaching them about how the American citizens took over land, I'm siding with us because we were able to use brute force. And if whoever wins the land is the original ownership. So my question is it, with your opinion, not trying to get your opinion on how the story will end, but even with that and historically, is it the person who dominates it and with brute force, or is it the people who originally founded the land have ownership?
Well, you know, human beings through all of history have been trying to sort this out, who has the right to the land. I mean, how far back do land claims go? You know, you go far enough back and all the lands were Neanderthal man, and, you know, then he gets wiped out by Cro-Magnon, and, or interbreeds with Cro-Magnon. Theories have now diverged on that point. And then civilizations come and go. I mean, you look at the British Isles, and you know, in historical terms,
Oh,
you had the Picts and
the Grim
Scots,
Reaper's here, so my
they
game's
were-
over.
they were originally the Celts. You might even have older groups than that.
Okay,
The
so I got
legends
that.
of
I got
the
Tirana's
Roman
box.
and Herbold were based on actual peoples who existed
Now I need to get
before
it to
the
level
Celts.
9. I need to
And
find the
after
Forbidden
Celts,
Scrolls
you
of
know, Romans come
Morgaine.
in,
I don't know
they
what
have
that
their thing,
is.
And they leave their deposits, and then after the Romans, you get the Angles and the Saxons. And after the Angles and Saxons, you get the Normans. The Vikings come in, the Danes, they have
The
a
Bane Zone.
influence, they get a few kings. So history is
The Bane Zone. The hell is the
history.
Bane Zone?
Britain is
I'm gonna try the
blood,
Cosmo, the new
and
character.
The land doesn't belong to anyone except
Boss Oh, the
takes
Bone
it.
Zone.
And
This
what
says
they do
Bone
with
Zone,
the
right?
preceding inhabitants. If there's one thing history has taught us, it's that. I would like to think that.
I think I'm just gonna take the revives.
that Gordy
I
Dixon
like
was
the
right, and that
revives.
moral evolution is gone, and that,
He starts with the
100 years,
freaking
200 years
birds,
time
of course.
We will arrive at the point where history is no longer written in blood, but is you know, written in ink or phosphors on a computer screen again, and where we are all Terrans, and you know, some of us maybe. Well, you look at these DNA tests on Ancestry.com. I think we're all mongrels anyway. We just sometimes don't like to admit it to each other.
Did you say mongrels or mongrels?
Mongrels. Mutts. We're mutts. The human race is mutts, and we need to become more mutts. All these, you know, cries to France for the French, Germans for the Germans, America for the Americans. All of these are throwbacks, atavistic, xenophobic things, fear of the other, fear of differences. And hopefully eventually we'll leave this all behind. And I think we will eventually, because the more people live together, the more they fuck with each other, and children are born, and all the interbreeding occurs, whether we pass laws against it or horrified by it, and the cultural traditions happen, and people move into your neighborhoods and found a new restaurant, and you discover you like that food, and you meet the owners, and their children go to school with your children, and it's all, everything comes together, all these things, and I think that's the future there. even in Westeros, of course, I've tried to indicate a sort of British history with the Westeros. I mean, you have the children of the forest first, and they're the only people there, and they really are a distinct species, and the giants, who are another distinct species. And then human beings come in, the first men, and of course, it's written in blood, so there's a lot of war, they kill each other, they form a treaty, but then here comes another invasion with the Andals coming in, and, you know, eventually the Targaryens arrive with their dragons, and having a dragon really helps things. So, thank you.
He always has interesting answers for
Hello.
everything. You can tell how much history he studied too. That's what I love about it.
And I noticed, it seems like a lot of the stories are very clearly pointing at different society issues. And I wondered if you're going to do any more of them. That's it. We're going to see more of him.
You know, I have ideas for another 20 tough stories, but I'm kind of busy with the Ice and Fire thing right now, so I don't know when I'll get around to writing them. At some point, sure. I even had at one point a contract for a second tough book. You know, the first collection was called Tough Voyaging, and the next one was going to be called Twice as Tough.
I would get that.
But I never wrote the stories, and I got involved in this other stuff, and I eventually bought out the contract by paying the publisher back. But you know, yeah, someday I'd love to do that. He was a fun character to write, and those stories were kind of fun. They're a little lighter than most of my stuff. Well, they're not really a romp. There are like entire worlds that are destroyed and stuff. But it's interesting what's considered light entertainment and what's not considered light entertainment. I've thought about that. Sometimes, you know, you kill one character that the people know and love, and you get this reputation for being bloody. But you wipe out millions of people and no one blinks, you know. It's like we look at Schindler's List as, oh, this incredibly dark and gripping film about the Holocaust, and, you know, we see people die, you know, who are killed, who are shot and all that. And we consider Star Wars a light romp, but like in Star Wars, they blow up the entire planet of Alderaan. Like, before the story goes, oh, I just felt a great disturbance in the forest, you know? 50 billion people have just been snuffed out. And what's the next act? Okay. So it's odd the way, you know, one death is a tragedy and 50 billion deaths are a statistic.
Statistic.
I think someone once said.
That's a Stalin quote, by the way.
There are horrible things that happen in tough stories, but they're in the realm of statistics. So.
Thanks very much.
Thank you.
All right. That is interesting. It's always interesting to listen to him speak, honestly, in my opinion. Sure, Doom of Valyria, why not?
One thing I wanted to ask about is I'm really, really interested in the Doom of Valyria. That's something that always grabs me. I'm really into like Doom civilizations. Kind of a two-part question. Is there any certain story of a Doom civilization that inspired that for you? And is it possible that we will ever learn any more about that?
Well, you'll learn a little more about it. I don't think I plan to write a novel about it or anything, but you know, I think every book does a little more. And of course, there's a certain amount of it in the world of Ice and Fire. Have you seen that?
I haven't, but I haven't actually read all of it yet.
What inspired it? You know, there's obviously the Atlantis legends are part of it. A little bit of the destruction of the Minoan civilization, which a lot of people put to a volcanic eruption, and the destruction of this is in relatively recent times, the destruction of the pink and white terraces in New Zealand. Are you familiar with that? That just occurred in the late 19th century. The certain area of New Zealand that was near Rotorua, eighth wonder of the world, these beautiful volcanic terraces. Victorian tourists came and bathed in their waters and so forth, and it was one of New Zealand's biggest tourist attractions until one day the surrounding volcano blew and wiped them off the face of the earth. Of course, in fantasy, you always turn things up to 11, or even better, to 17. And so I took that and Krakatoa and the eruption of Vesuvius and all of these things and turned it up to 11, you know, with a few magical elements and etc. Produced the Doom of Valeria.
Thank you.
Hi, Robert from Newport News, Virginia. Just wanted to ask you about the relationship between the Baratheons and the Lannister and the Targaryens, because I know the foundation of the Baratheons is from Orys, who's half Targaryen, the bastard son. And it seems that when magic goes from the world, the Targaryens, you know, fade, and then when magic and the Baratheons comes to the forefront, and then as magic begins to come back, the Baratheons fade and the Targaryens come to the forefront. So I just wanted to see if you could talk about that a little bit.
That's a good question, a good observation. You're getting a mark.
The Baratheons have a lot of Targaryen blood in them. I mean, you know, not only is the founder of the house himself a bastard kin to Aegon the Dragon, but there were later intermarriages, and most particularly, you know, just a couple generations back, where the Baratheons. So Robert, once you eliminate the main Targaryen line, as they did in Robert's Rebellion, Robert has the best claim to the throne by virtue of his Targaryen blood. So there are ties. You know, the Targaryens married brother to sister and uncle to niece and cousin to cousin, you know, for generations to try to keep their blood pure. But sometimes there were no convenient siblings or cousins around to marry, and they did marry by necessity, or in some cases for political alliances, and in certain cases even for love with some of the other houses of Westeros. So there is Targaryen blood to some extent in not only Baratheons, but in the Dornish and in some of the other houses.
Hi, my name is JD. Thank you again for coming to Mysticon. My question is, with the way you have structured magic in your world and how you just said sometimes stories can have too much magic, how do you decide how fantastical to make your fantastic creatures? Like, such as you have fire-breathing dragons, yet your manticore is not the human-headed tiger that spits poison barbs, it's a little scorpion.
I don't know, I just, you know, go with what feels right to me. Dragons are cool.
Pretty true.
You know, I can't depart too much with dragons because everyone knows what they are. Manticores, basilisks, we know names, but they're not nearly as well known as dragons. So I have a little more freedom to kind of fool around with them. And there's always this odd thing about fantasy, because, you know, Tolkien has fantasy where you're dealing with imaginary lands. They may seem like medieval Europe or England, but they're not medieval Europe and England. So you have to decide what feels right. Like, you know, Tolkien, of course, famously had potatoes in the Shire. And, you know, the Shire otherwise seems very much like medieval England. Well, what the hell are potatoes doing there? But he obviously liked his taters, so he has Samwise talking about how you want to make your rabbits with some nice taters or something like that. I have corn in my world, and it's actual American corn. It's maize. It's not. They had the word corn in the ancient times of medieval, but it was just a word for grain. It didn't mean maize. But I like corn, and so I stuck it in, and does it feel wrong? I don't know. Some readers have complained about it. Oh, you shouldn't have corn because it's medieval. Well, it's not medieval England, it's Westeros. Why can't they have corn?
He can do whatever he wants, man. He wrote the books. He made it up.
That's always the question. Yeah, it's a matter of what feels right. You know, could I have all my characters wearing sneakers? I suppose I could, but that would feel wrong to me. But you know, but should I have stirrups on the horses? I know when the stirrup was invented and how it came about in certain periods in history. If you're writing straight historical fiction, you can't have stirrups, but when you're writing fantasy, you can make your decision as to whether you have it or not.
Bro, I'm not getting any closer to this question mark. Like, I don't understand. I feel like I'm stuck in like an infinite loop. I don't know what's going on. It's weird. I'm trying to get over here to this, like, I guess should be a character, but I'm not getting any closer, so I don't know what's going on. House Lannister, sure, why not? I'm enjoying listening to these, so I'm just gonna keep listening to them. It's just such a shame for me how they ruined the freaking show, man.
Made up of 7 realms that once were independent.
King's Landing, it's the capital city of this
Oh,
world.
I am getting closer
It is
now,
a place
finally.
where there is extravagance and wealth and decadence.
The Lannisters are the wealthiest family in Westeros and have been for centuries.
Each of the houses has their heraldic symbol. For the Lannisters, it's a lion. Red is the Lannister color.
Cersei Lannister is the queen. She was married to the king in essentially an arranged marriage in order to keep the kingdoms together after a rebellion.
Start the damn joust before I piss myself.
I believe that Cersei really loved Robert in the beginning and thought that they could make it work, but, you know, on their wedding night, he calls out another name. From then on, I think she's pretty wounded. She's very politically minded and very aware of power.
For her, the highest morality is protect the family.
Someday, you'll sit on the throne and the truth will be what you make it.
Jaime, her twin brother, is one of the members of the King's Guard, an elite order of knights. Their duty is to guard the king at all times. Jaime is called the Kingslayer because he was actually previously a member of King's Guard for the last Targaryen king, and he actually killed the king that he had sworn to protect.
What did the Mad King say when you stabbed him in the back?
He is considered not quite trustworthy.
Cersei and Jaime, the twins, have another brother, Tyrion Lannister. Tyrion is a dwarf. He's younger than his 2 siblings.
He enjoys playing with people's expectations of him. He's had a very complicated upbringing in relation to his father.
Being a dwarf and all that, that's in the medieval times that was considered a judgment of the gods.
Word's probably gotten to my father by now. He'll be offering a handsome reward. Everyone knows a Lannister always pays his debts. It's just a little reminder to the people in this world who are constantly stabbing each other in the back that if you scratch my back, I will scratch yours.
On the far western coast of the continent, high atop a rocky promontory overlooking the Sunset Sea, sits Casterly Rock, ancestral seat of House Lannister. Below it lies Lannisport, one of the great cities of Westeros, a center for trade, culture, and the great Lannister fleet. There are a number of gold and silver mines in the Westerlands, making it the richest region in all of Westeros. One of the most productive mines lies beneath Casterly Rock itself, making House Lannister the wealthiest of all the noble houses. This allows House Lannister to finance many endeavors of other noble houses. Even the king himself has sought credit from Casterly Rock from time to time. We Lannisters claim our descent from the Andal invaders, and through the female bloodline, Lann the Clever. According to the legend, Lann, using only his wits, won Casterly Rock from the noble House of Casterly during the Age of Heroes. The Lannisters reigned as kings of the Rock for thousands of years, and worked to make it the envy of the rest of the 7 kingdoms. Our time as kings ended, however, when Aegon Targaryen, otherwise known as Aegon the Conqueror, arrived in Westeros with his army. The last king of the Rock, King Loren Lannister, joined forces with King Mern Gardener, the king of the Reach. Together, with 60,000 men, they met the Targaryen host in open battle. History tells us that Aegon unleashed all 3 of his dragons, slaughtering 4,000 men at what came to be known as the Field of Fire. King Mern himself was burned alive that day, and House Gardener turned to ash with him. Seeing both the threat and opportunity the Targaryens represented, Loren wisely surrendered and aided Aegon in his further conquest of Westeros. The Lannisters were thus appointed Lords Paramount of the Westerlands and Wardens of the West, titles we hold to this day. Let us be clear, though. It is neither luck nor royal favor that makes our house prosperous. There have been times in our history where some have thought us weak, lazy, or opulent. My father, Titus Lannister, nearly bankrupted our house with his poor investments, and allowed himself to be mocked openly at court. When our vassal, the Rains of Castamere, dared to rise up against the Lannisters, they learned how dangerous it can be to taunt a lion. I, Tywin Lannister, led the assault on Castamere to put down this rebellion. I made an example of them, to anyone who doubts our might. They even made a quaint song about the fates of the Rains of Castamere. Sadly, there are no Rains left to hear it. Today, the Golden Lion of Lannister is rightly admired and feared throughout the Seven Kingdoms. Our words are, "Hear me roar." But there are other words that should be remembered when crossing a Lion of Casterly Rock. A Lannister always pays his debts.
Okay, that was kind of dumb. It turned into that whole thing that I've seen before. I think that's going to be it for me. I was only going to stream for another like 7 minutes anyway. So I think I'm going to hop off. I'll catch you guys.